Hi friends, welcome to our channel. Let's talk about another algorithm problem or programming problem, adding two numbers. You see here, if we add two numbers normally, for example, if we add 38 with 46, we get is 84, right? Because a plus 6 is 14, and then 3 plus 4 plus 1 is 8, which is 84. Here we will do the similar thing. You see here, initially we are adding 342 with 465, which is 807, but we reverse those numbers. You see, instead of writing 342, we write 243 here. Instead of writing 465, we write 564 here, and similar for the final answers. Okay, so as we note, before diving into any questions, let's get through to its essence. Okay, so let's see how we can get 7, 0, and 8 in this case. Okay, so since the numbers is reversed, here is the 1 digit, here is the 10th digit, and here is the 100th digit. So, and instead of adding from right to left, I previously showed 38 plus 46 which is 84. We have to add from left to right. You see here, 2 plus 5 is 7, and 4 plus 6 is 10. So we put a 0 here, and then we drag a 1 here. And 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. So 8 is here. So we get 7 to 0 to 8. Let's show you by another example. And let's change it to blue color. Let's see 3, 8, 7, and then here it's 9, 6, and 5, and 1. So what should we get in this case? In this case, we should deal with the first digit here. So 3 plus 9 is 12. So we put 2 here, and then we put another 1 here. And 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 plus 1 is 15. So we put 5 here, and then we add the carry of 1 here. And 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. So we put a 3 here. And finally, and then we add the 1 here for the carry. So this layer is for carry. And finally, 1 plus 1 is 2. So the answer is 2, 5, 3, 2. Let's verify it by adding it in the reverse way. So 3A7 becomes 7A3. 9651 become 1569. And let's add it. So you see 3 plus 9 is 12. 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 plus 1 is 15. 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. And 1 plus 1 here is 2. You see here we get 2532 and 2352, which means that we get it correctly. Okay, so let's observe some rules in this case. So the first one is we have to add from left to right, and then once the answer is more than 10, we have to carry it to the next digit. Okay, so let's get started. So anyway, but by the way, since we want to get a list of nodes, and for each node we have the current value and the next node, which is in terms of OOP. If we assume that the class name is L, so it's L1 to L2 to L4, and so on and so on. So for these questions, we need to initialize some node. Initialize So first, let's give the head as path head, which is an empty of this node. Why? Because we can add the nodes in the path head later, and then path equals to path head. Also, we have to make the carry is 0, since if the sum of two numbers is higher than 10, we have to assign some value to carry. Okay, so this is some basic initializations of this. Okay, so let's get started. So as we see, we have to add from left to right until we run out of everything. But how do we define when we really truly run out of anything, right? The one way is that the carry is 0. Of course, if carry is not 0, then the process can be continued. But is it enough? No. We have to take care of L1 and the L2. So as we progress, sometimes L1 may run out or L2 may run out. Let's go back to this example. You see here 2 plus 5 is 7, and then we progress. 4 plus 6 is 10. We add the 1 here. 3 plus 4 plus 1 is 8, and then we progress here. So here is L1, here is L2. You see here, when L1 reach this and L2 reach this, this means that we cannot add anything. However, if we still have a value here, like 4, even though when L1 is progressed to here and L2 is progressed to here, since L2 is not nothing, we can still add, and then we should still add the 4 at the end, right? So for the while loop, we should add the two restrictions, which is or L1 or L2. So the loop will discontinue if we don't have carry and both L1 and the L2 are none. Okay, so let's prepare for addition. So to perform the addition at this stage, we have to know the L1 value and the L2 value and the carry value. So L1 value is L1 dot value. However, if we only write this, what if L1 is none, right? So we have to consider this, and then we have to assign L1 value is 0 when L1 is none. So we add this phrase, if L1 else 0, and similar for L2. L2 value equals to L2 dot void if L2 else 0. So in this case, we can just add numbers. Total equals to L1 value plus L2 value plus carry. And then if total is higher than 10, we only need the reminder. That is, if total is 14, we only need 4. So reminder equals to total mode 10, and the carry equals to total integer division by 10. This is if the total is less than 10, reminder is total and carry is 0. If total is higher than 10, then carry is 1 and reminder is total minus 10, because total cannot be higher than 20. Okay, so once we have the reminder, we can just append the reminder to the list and progress. So to append it, we can just say path.next, because path is path head and path head is next node. So we can say assign the next of the path as list node of reminder, and path equals to path.next. This is important because it goes to next node, or it goes to node we just added. Finally, once we add the values to the path, we should move L1 and L2 to the right. So L1 equals to L1.next. However, what happens if L1 moves to the end, right? What happens if L1 is here? Then we have to assign a none to it. So if L1 else none. And similar for L2. L2 equals to L2.next if L2 else none. Okay, so let's run this loop, and once the loop ends, we know that we can get the answer. So we can just return path head.next, because path head, the initial element of path head is just a list of nodes. Or let me show you visually. So we have a path head, we say it as ph, and then initially we assign it as a list node. So we initially assign it as a list node, so it's L something, and path is path head. However, when we progress, we have some list of 2, and the path is here, right? And then when we add another element, the path is here, and then we add another element, and the path is here. So this is why we should return path head.next, which corresponds to the start of the first node. Okay, so let's see what happens. So let's click it and submit it. Okay, all good, and this is the final answer of it. I hope you enjoy it. If so, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you don't understand anything, please let us know in the comment area. Thanks for watching and see you next time.